Hello everybody and welcome to the video. Today is episode 12 of the Zero2Hero series. Now if you guys recall, in the last episode, we were about done with our R5 team. I mean, we just had a couple more units to build and then we'd be done, right? We just had to enter R5 and beat it, right? But of course, as you guys have probably, if you could tell, if you've been watching since episode 1, it's been a while, it's been over 3 weeks since the last episode, and, as you guys may know, it has been pretty crazy down here in Florida. I mean, God is trying to destroy us. He's trying to wipe us out of existence, but the Florida man is a creation far beyond God. We refuse. So, he tried to throw another one, too, and he still failed. I'm joking. But it's been pretty busy down here. Even when the hurricanes are gone, it is still busy. Work is so much more difficult. Thanks a lot, hurricanes. But the memes are funny. I've seen a lot of the TikToks. They're funny. But, yeah, it's been pretty busy, and it's kind of taken my focus away from this. I'm focusing more on that. Generally more tired than I usually am. But I'm not here to give you excuses. I mean, I just did, but I'm going to pretend like I didn't. But on top of that, we ran into a couple problems. It's somehow, even though it was as simple as build the final unit, enter R5, and win, it wasn't that easy. Ran into complications, as you will always do whenever you're building teams, unless you're copying me, which, cool, I guess. Yeah. So, we ran into a couple complications when we first built our team. When I built the whole team, I was like, okay, we're done. I guess I'm going to record later on tomorrow. Let me do a couple runs. And then I did a couple runs, and then I was like, why are we losing? You know, we're not losers, we're winners. So why are we doing the opposite of what winners do? And, of course, as you should, because we're scientists and we're smart and not dumb, I sat there and I watched the battles happen over and over and over again. I was like, okay, why are we losing? And when we were winning, everything was going right, obviously. But then when we were losing, the reason that we were losing was because I wasn't landing glancing hits all the time. And I was like, okay, that's not good. How can I fix that? How about bring more units with glancing hits? Can't beat more. So, of course, I built a Nat 5 that I got recently. Not so recently, like a week or so ago, which was Chiwu. Really cool unit. Really cool. Gonna use him in many places, but he's alright. He's alright. He's built pretty decent. And, of course, that fixed it, kind of. I won slightly more battles, but I was still losing at a still noticeable rate. So, I was like, okay, what is happening? And of course, as it was the first time, sometimes we weren't landing glancing hits. I was like, okay, clearly I've approached this incorrectly, right? It's as if it's like, hey, I walked into a fire and I got burnt. You were like, okay, how do I not make it burn so much? No. That's not how you fix the problem. You prevent people from walking into the fire. So it's just like, I was fixing the problem in the wrong way. Right? Where it's like, okay, sometimes we don't land glancing hits. Let's try to make it to where we land glancing hits more. But here's the thing with these RPGs, and when you get things like accuracy checks, sometimes you just don't land them. Especially when you have a lot of damage dealers that give you such a short period of time to land them. So, instead, I focused my eyes towards the actual way to solve it. What are you going to do when you don't land an accuracy check? Right? When you fail to land a glancing hit? And that's when we solve the problem. So, after adding Chiwu, and we got his amazing speed lead out of it, so, I mean, I guess it benefited us, I built another unit. That unit being an OG, Darien. I built Darien, the Light Vagabond. He's a great R5 unit. I've said this way before now. I guess I thought I didn't need to build him. But of course I did. I built him, and he was the fix, because what happens when you don't land glancing hits is that the boss will deal more damage, he'll land his critical hits, thus making teams susceptible to damage, well, take damage. So we took damage, and Team 2 and Team 3, they are able to survive, and they're able to recover pretty well. I mean, they're able to at least recover from there. But for Team 1, as you could probably tell in the last video, we only had 2 frontliners, and the rest were backline damage dealers. So they were dying pretty easily, and it's just like, you need more frontline units. So the other 2 teams have a bunch of frontline units. The first team didn't. So Chiwu was in the front as a tank. Again, that helped a little bit, so they helped spread the damage more. But Darien was really the fix to it. What Team 1 didn't need, they didn't really need anything other than a bit more help dealing with that damage. So, well, the other teams had like defense buffs and all that stuff to help with that. This team didn't. So Darien's passive really helped with it. The whole damage mitigation that he has here is great. I know he does even more damage mitigation when he's 2A'd, but of course it's just like, sorry everybody, I had to walk away just now, but I'm back. Anyways, I was talking about Darien's 2A. Yeah, so I know his 2A gives more damage mitigation. I believe it jumps up to 30%, if I recall. 30%, but he starts receiving more damage, and I don't want to risk him dying. I don't think he'll die. I mean, almost 1,000 defense, almost 20k HP. Good amount of speed, good amount of accuracy and resistance. I think he'd live. But, regardless, I mean, if it works now, I don't see the point. Plus, there's so many 2As that we have to do now, especially with the new Harpoos. I didn't want to waste any 2A energy on him quite yet. Maybe in the future. But, for the time being, it's fine. So, of course, with that being said, we could probably finally get into R5. But, we also have to show one more unit, Beligear. So Beligear, this is the free Beligear that they give you fully skilled up. I mean, insane titties. And, I think he's usable if you try to fix him a little bit. I mean, with grinds, he'd look nice. I mean, maybe this, I don't know, I feel like take out the speed, but maybe not. Maybe I shouldn't be taking out the speed. But I'm trying to move around his stuff to make him better. So I don't have to take off the runes and re-rune him. I need to get, actually, I've given him some pretty decent ones. Skill 2 crit damage, skill 3 crit damage. He doesn't have skill 2 crit damage. Crit damage, this enemy has less HP, which is nice. Not bad. I'm a little proud of myself, kind of, not really. But yeah, we're going to go and take a look at this. So, we went through a little bit of fixing. Extinction level events. And Summoner's War is just, sorry, it gets a little bit of hectic down here. Next thing you know, I'm going to be telling you guys that like a crackhead attacked me and I just couldn't access my phone within the attack. I'm joking. It's so stupid, dude. I don't know what was happening. And we had a third one, dude. We had a third hurricane. Dude, God is trying to destroy us because of what P. Diddy did, bro. God was like, you know, we're just... just level the entirety of Florida. Get them all. So here we are. I can't quite remember what Team 1 was. I know there was Ray Oak, and then we had somebody else. What was it? It must have been Akamamir. Yeah, we had Akamamir, and he was the speed lead. So we were very focused on damage, but this is much better now. I mean, I'm going to show you like 1 or 2 runs, but you're going to be like, okay, you beaten it, but, you know, you could just be showing us the good footage, right? You could be showing us like the ones where you win and you're probably losing. No. Trust me. Again, I have to use this account even more. Like, I'm not going to give you guys a half-assed team and be like, hey, this works. And then it's like, it doesn't actually work because it's like, my progress relies on this working. So I'm going to show you guys just how much I've been farming. I mean, when I finally did beat R5, for 5 days so far, I've been doing nothing but farming R5. Nothing but farming Rift Raid level 5. And let's see how the teams are after that one. Good. Anyways, but yeah, I mean, literally for 5 days straight. I mean, we have so many grindstones, it's insane. And I kind of, again, and I know I talk about this a lot, but I think it's important to kind of get this point across. I know some people are just probably wondering, it's like, okay, why does this matter, right? Why does R5 matter? I mean, isn't this supposed to be a series until where you enter the arena? I mean, you say this in every episode except this one. I think I forgot the line. I forgot the lines. That's why I didn't say it in the beginning. But it's just like, yes, we're trying to enter arena. I thought it'd be fun to build an account from zero and not just get a pre-built one. Like my baby drop one. I know it's easy to just enter a baby drop, but I kind of wanted to start from step number 1 and kind of show you the path at which I would follow before entering the arena. I think like once you do R5 and you beat R5, I think this is like, hey, you can redo this. Like or not redo this. You can finally enter R5 or arena. God, what is my words? What is words? What is life? Once you do R5, you can kind of start to enter arena because it's like you now have all the resources that they do. Maybe it's like your ability to play the game is still low, but it's just like you have access to good runes. I mean, you're completing dragons, at least B10, right? You're beating dragons in Acropolis, giants B10. You have access to enchanted gems. You have access to grindstones. You have access to artifacts. You pretty much have access to everything they have access to. The only difference is that maybe some of the people all the way at the top have access to more monsters. They farm far more than you do. But it's like at the end of the day, everything that they have, you could possibly have. They just have more of it. But the point is just like you don't want to enter arena lacking any type of resource, right? You want to make sure that your monsters can potentially compete. Not saying that they can, but potentially, right? So, have the resources, right, to be able to do it, right? It's like, if you go on a hiking trip, you want to make sure that you have everything you need to survive a hiking trip. Will you survive the hiking trip? I don't know. Can't guarantee you nothing. But at least you had a chance, right? So it's like the path we've been going so far was like we first started with giants. And then I believe we did dragons and Acropolis real quick. No, we did giants, hopped into the rift beasts, did all the rift beasts, then went into dragons and Acropolis. Then we did Steel Fortress and Punisher's Crypt, beat that, and then from there we hopped into R5, which it's like again now we have runes, which obviously you need runes to beat the game or beat people in the game. Enchantment gems to kind of move around stats and all that stuff, like as you see here with the HP or with the flat defense or accuracy or any of these things. I don't know why there's attack on this. I could have... Okay. Anyways, but it's like to be able to make your runes look better, and then grindstones to kind of buff up your stats. I mean, it's important to do that. I mean, again, a unit that I'll kind of reference is Cocky, right? Where it's just like you look at a rune like this, it's like this is kind of where you want to start to be. I mean, aim for better and better the further you get, you get on into the game, but this is kind of where you would like to be, I think, with your runes. Of course, I will always need more grinds for them, but it's just... it'll make your units look that much better. I mean, heck, we'll use the Draken Warrior as an example where it's just like, he's a unit that I'm kind of putting in resources into. I know he's slow as hell, but I told you guys I wasn't going to build him fast. He needs a couple more grinds, but I think we can have him by around 1800 attack. Again, we'll make a spotlight on this guy. Trust me. Trust me. But it's kind of what you would want to aim for when you're building these units. I mean, look at this. She barely has grinds, so she can only become better in arena. And trust me, with stats like this, without grindstones, imagine what it's going to look like with grindstones. It's only going to give us that much more of an advantage when we finally do start taking the arena very, very seriously. So R5 was a big step for us, and it was kind of but not really the final step into entering arena. Of course, that doesn't mean that we're done with just everything PvE related. We still have so many more goals to achieve PvE wise. So, yeah, but we will start making more arena videos. But I just wanted to make sure we at least got R5 done before we started making arena videos. So, within the next few days, you could expect an arena video where we're kind of getting back into that. We already made like an episode or two there. But I wanted to wait until we get access to grindstones before we could start really focusing there. Though that brings into question, okay, you beat an R5, you talk about doing more PvE stuff. What's next? So what I want to do next is pretty simple. I want to go back and fix my teams. Because when we went into R5, we left things in a pretty sorry state, kind of. I mean, we beat Dragon's Abyss hard. I mean, we're beating it consistently, I suppose. It could be better. It could always be better. Everything can always be better. But we were winning, right? For Necropolis, I mean, 2 minutes and 25 seconds is not great. I mean, it needs to be faster. I'd like at least a minute 30, minute 20, minute 30, which we can do. I mean, as you guys have probably seen, just if you've been looking around and observing, we do have Abigail down here. I mean, she still needs to be leveled up. I think, yeah, she still needs artifacts. But, like, she's alright. I'm not going to awaken her because she's still, like, her third skill is, like, a 2-hit. But I don't want the 2-hit. I want all of these multi-hits. So, she's there to kind of take down the shield. But we also have the new 2As. So, I need to kind of see how they are going to affect Necropolis. Again, I mean, we are going to start focusing more on Arena. Which is, I think, the biggest part. Which is going to be the most fun part. But, I mean, we're going to fix everything. I mean, we're going to first start with Necropolis. Once we beat Necropolis, Punisher's Crypt, Steel Fortress, maybe Spiritual Realm, depending. I'll have to decide whether or not that's something we need to focus on. I mean, I guess we should, because you can always get something useful out of there. But, again, it's entirely dependent. We'll see. I mean, Seal Runes, I guess, are always going to be nice and good and tasty, but again, it's just about fixing these things up. And once we finally do beat them once and for all, I mean, we'll be able to focus primarily on Arena. I mean, like I've said this like a million times before, we've gotten past the hard part, which is setting everything up for success, right? We got grindstones coming in, we got enchantment gems coming in, we have artifacts coming in, we have runes coming in. So it's like we have everything we need. We just need the monsters to do it, I suppose. And the quality of these grindstones and runes and all that stuff. So, I mean, things are done. I mean, I'm so glad that we're moving past this. We'll be able to hop into Necropolis. I don't know when. I don't know quite when the next video will come out. It's going to be entirely dependent. I'm going to sit here. Maybe it comes out tomorrow. Like, dude, maybe it comes out tomorrow. Maybe I have it done by then, but look at that. Look at that. 18 claws. And I guarantee you we have a couple horns too. But again, it's all dependent. I'm not going to promise you nothing. I mean, I am. I've literally just did. But we'll see. Let's see if we can get it out by the end of the week. But I hope you guys liked the video. You guys tell me what you think. You guys tell me what you think in the comment section below. Did I take too long? Yes or yes? You guys leave it in the comment section below. We'll see you guys on the next one. Peace.